Hello everybody, I'm Zombies Love Bacon and I'm here with another gadget to review, and guess what? It's a webcam. That's right, our friends at OBSBOT have sent me a new webcam, and I think I was very impressed with the last thing they sent me, but this one is also as cool, if not cooler. It's the OBSBOT Tiny SE, and it is a very, very small pan tilt zoom webcam with a USB-C connection at 1080p, and very, very affordable. I did do a quick little comparison, just as a few cameras that I've got laying around, just to give you an idea of where this sort of sits in terms of quality in amongst the price range. As you can see, there's a variance. There's a varying levels in terms of like exposure and color and contrast and just overall quality of image from the cameras themselves. And you can see that Tiny SE is actually quite high quality. So you can see from a few examples that I've taken from a few webcams that I've had laying around, in terms of what level of the picture image quality that you're getting, in terms of exposure, contrast, color, and all that sort of stuff. You can make your own mind up as to which you prefer and what you'd like. And if we were to compare the quality of the image at the price point alone, you could definitely tell that the OBSBOT Tiny SE is leading in a lot of aspects. But image quality alone is not where the Tiny SE thrives. The Tiny SE thrives in the sense that it has a myriad of other features that you just don't get on any of these other cameras. And the OBSBOT pan tilt zoom range of cameras really do add to the creativity process and open up with a lot more opportunities to be creative, especially for streamers and content creators and like people that are trying to create more than just a sit at the desk static camera kind of experience. We are recording with the camera right now. I'll show you exactly what it looks like in just a moment, but I just wanted you to get a feel for the sort of quality that you get straight out of the box. I haven't fiddled with any of the settings, no contrast or any of that sort of stuff. We can have a quick look at that stuff as well, but I just wanted to show you out of the box, plug and play. This is the kind of quality that you can expect from the OBSBOT. So this here is the OBSBOT Center. This is on my PC. So right now the camera is connected via USB-C into my PC, and this is the full control in terms of what we can mess around with. And yeah, so you can add presets. So if you have like particular sort of zooms, you might have like a pan tilt zoom and focus on a cat, for example. Like I've got a cat tree behind me. Sometimes the cat's hanging out there. You can set up different presets so that when you just hit them, it'll just default to that immediate preset. So we're going to mess around with some stuff, and this is not going to be the most glamorous part of the YouTube video, but I feel like it's important for you guys just to see what you can do as if you were at home messing around with this yourself. So this here, quite simply, controls the pan, tilt, and zoom. So we can rotate around, have a look at all sorts of stuff. So maybe, maybe you want to do a quick keyboard thing. Oh, I'm doing some Lego, pop down here. Or you want to come up here and, when you check out the shelf on here, someone's like, wow, it's a really nice Borderlands mask up here. So you can see that the focus hasn't kicked in. It's still focused on me, but we can also zoom in over here. And if you do want to focus, where are we? Focus mode. There we go. Just give it a little tick there. So there we go. We can see up here. I've got some Lego up there as well, so we can do some Lego. And then obviously if you just, so you have, it's got, you can change this as well so that it moves a little bit differently as well. So there we go. So we're going to go up to a nice little zoom in here on my face. So we're going to get a nice little close up. You can also set in, obviously, with tracking and stuff like that. And then you got obviously default sort of stuff here. So we're going to keep going. Where are we? So yeah, we haven't got hand tracking stuff turned on yet, so we can do like normal tracking. Go. So now it's going to, this is still the Tiny SE. It's got the AI tracking in there, and we can sort of say, I want to see upper body, which it'll make an effort to get half of my body versus like a close up. So I'm sitting down, it's probably going to be there. Oh wow, okay. So we could do I'm the whistleblower. Just see my shirt right now. That's pretty cool. Lower body. Wow, that might be cool. Yeah. Anyway, we're moving along. We come up to image here. We've got focus mode, so we can set in like the global focus sort of thing, which is try to capture everything. So if you'd like trying to do a room or something like that, or if you want to just focus on face, you can do that as well. You can obviously turn it off and manually do that focus if you like that kind of semi-blurred background, so they can't quite see what's going on, but you can see my face nice and clear. We could do that, which is kind of cool. Let me bring this over, like a little side profile. There we go. Bring that over a little bit like that. So we're gonna leave that there. Exposure, pretty self-explanatory. You can turn that off as well. You can change that shutter speed. So I know that a lot of people will game and stream in some low light kind of conditions, and that's fine. You can always bump the exposure up, and that kind of compensates for it. But I do this a lot, but if you wave your hand here, you can sort of see that frame rate and the smoothness in the motion there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bump down the shutter speed like this and bump my lighting up. Compensate for that. Okay, and then you can see how there's that blur sort of disappeared. Much more crispy picture. Look at that. Kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Having said that, I am blasting my face with light right now. It's quite a significant amount of light, and I wouldn't game like this for a considerable amount of hours. But if you're doing like a short ad read or something like that, it is one way to get a very crisp picture to it. If you don't believe me, let me put the shutter speed back to normal. Bright in here, isn't it? So I like my low light to keep me that way. Anyway, so you can also set that to automatic. So if, like, you have a room that's changing light, so on, it can just do it itself. It's also anti-flicker, is pretty self-explanatory. White balance, image contrast, saturation, sharpness, all that sort of stuff. So that's all kind of normal. And you've got like your power up and do stuff like that. You can also use your gesture controls if you want to do that. I don't know if we can crack that on. I think I turned it off on the other screen, so maybe we'll hand tracking. See, so I think that's on. So if here we go. And I think if we go. So that's if you want to set up your camera on a tripod, you maybe can't get to the controls or anything like that. You can actually set that up so that you can do it from a distance. Talk about like quality of the actual camera themselves and how it actually looks and feels and so on. Like in terms of like competing against other webcams, absolutely. There's that argument of image quality versus cost versus, like, you know, all that sort of stuff. But then when you added in all the features, there's very few webcams that will come with as many features as the OBSBOT does with the OBSBOT Center. And that's where this will add that value to this camera and say, oh, well, look, I kind of like the quality of the image. I like the kind of the price. I don't know if it's going to do everything I want. In terms of like, hey, I can set this up on a tripod. I can set this up in a camera. Maybe I do like fitness streams. Maybe I do cooking streams. Maybe I do like card openings and stuff like that. And I can program this camera to do AI tracking and zooming and turn, tilt, and like adjust on the fly. That's a pretty big deal. Coming from a content creator that likes to do things a little bit differently sometimes, it's that option, to have that option of being able to do that on the fly is just really nice, because otherwise you're talking about adjusting brackets and tripods and trying to find places to rest your webcam and all that sort of stuff, where if you could just put this in one spot, just move it around with a control, that's really cool. So yeah, just like that. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. Okay, we're back. This time we're not filming with the OBSBOT Tiny SE because I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this is what the packaging looks like. We just had a look at that a second ago. And then if this is the unit. Yeah, it's about the same size as the picture. Anyway, it's tiny. And like you can see with the like, what, 2 fingers? It's 2 fingers wide. Fingers wide. It's tiny little guy. Anyway, pan, tilt, zoom. I already showed you how this all works. You could see. So you already know it's got the pan, tilt, and zoom mechanism here, which is all controlled through the OBSBOT control center. It's got a little USB-C plug. That's where you plug it into your PC. Back there, it's also got a little adjust this sort of guy if you want to put it on top of your monitor. Which is really cool. It's also got the threaded bottom, which not all webcams come with. And if that's you making those webcams without the little thread on the bottom to mount to like tripods and stuff, shame on you, because that is important. But yeah, it does everything that a normal webcam would do and more, is pretty much the point of this video. You saw the quality. I'm super happy with this. And the fact that it's so small as well, it's the kind of camera that you can hide in your setup, or especially if you've got like a minimal setup and you would barely even notice that it's there. And there's just the absolute quality that you can get out of it, plus all the features, the pan tilt zoom is insane. And look, for like context, we did the OBSBOT Tiny SE on the show not that long ago, and it does a lot of the pan tilt and zoom mechanics as well. Obviously it's a much more expensive camera, it's got a battery, blah blah blah, but I just want to compare sizes. Okay, I just want you to understand, I'm like, some people would say that like size doesn't matter, and I want to say this is a lot of power for very tiny. This is the Tail Air. It's huge in comparison. So this is fantastic, and it is absolutely worth checking out. Yeah, I've been using it just as a kind of an extra like camera around streams, put it in places that I can get sort of different angles and stuff like that, and kind of just adds to creativity and everything else. But the important thing is that the price that you can get this little guy for, the quality, and even if you just use it as a basic webcam, it's definitely worth it. It's all the added value stuff for me. It's like, damn, you're getting a lot of extra features that you don't get from buying, you know, the most obvious competitors at the similar sort of price point. So check this out. If you're in the market for a webcam, the OBSBOT Tiny SE is just one of the strongest competitors out there. And all the added features is something that you're just gonna have a lot of fun playing with. It's a great little piece of technology, and I'm really, really, really stoked to have been sent this from our friends at OBSBOT. Thank you, OBSBOT. Keep making really cool tech. I appreciate you guys. This stuff is awesome. And yeah, you should absolutely check it out. I'll put some links and stuff in the description below. If you really like what the OBSBOT have been doing, if you've got a different product that you do use from OBSBOT you think is absolutely amazing that I should check out, please leave a comment in the description, in the comments section below. And I will reach out to OBSBOT and we'll see if we can't organize something to have a look at those as well. Like I said, I'm really just nothing but impressed with everything OBSBOT does, so it's definitely worth checking out. And thank you, OBSBOT, for sending me the Tiny SE to check out. You didn't have to, but I appreciate you, and you keep leveling up my setups and my content, and I appreciate that so much. So thank you guys. Please leave a like, please subscribe if you're interested in any more new content, and make sure you check out the OBSBOT Tiny SE. You can go buy it today. It's awesome.